Okay, so you've rented a Jeep. First, you need to know you can take it anywhere you like. But if you do decide to get in to some of the four-wheel drive trails in the area, first you can check out our website, backboneadventures.com, and look at the Jeep Trails page, get an idea on that. But if you are going to get on a 4x4 trails, I need to show you a little bit about the winch and a couple other things. Now, a winch isn't going to save you in every situation. Things you need to look out for are deep mud holes and snow in the wintertime, deep mud holes in the spring. And a winch isn't going to save you in every case, but I do need to show you how to use it. First piece of advice. Now let's say you see some snow in front of you and it doesn't have tracks in it, or it looks like it might be deep. The smart thing to do, use your common sense out there for sure. The smart thing to do is get out of the Jeep and go check it out. See how deep it is. If it's deeper than the clearance of the Jeep, then you have a problem. You probably don't want to go into it. Now, that snow may continue and may even get deeper. And you get stuck in that, there's no going forward. You can't winch yourself forward through it because it might be just too long. So you're going to need to back out. In that case, we give you some traction boards that you can put underneath the front or rear tires to be able to back out. And the same with mud. You see any mud out there, it might be deep. You want to check that out yourself before putting the Jeep in it. Because it may be too deep, but we've seen situations where the mud was so deep there was no winching out of it. So what I'm trying to say is definitely use common sense. Just don't go blasting into something crazy because the winch may not help you. But here's how to use the winch. So your controller here is going to be in your center console of the Jeep. So you'll find that. Now you say you're stuck. You're going to want to free spool this. Turn this dial over like that, and then you can pull your cable out by hand. Detach it from down here, bring it up through. Sorry, I'm a little clunky here. I'm doing this one-handed. Now you have a tree strap in the back of the Jeep, and I'll walk around and show you that. This is a personal Jeep, so hopefully I have one here. We got our tire chains moving up in the mountains. But yeah, there's a tree strap, that blue strap there. And a tow strap. You're going to hook that tree strap to a pine tree like that, right towards the base of the tree. Now you can't hook it to an aspen tree. Doesn't matter how big it is, it'll just pull out of the ground. So make sure it's a good sized pine tree. So that's another piece of advice if you're out there on the trail. You get to see something kind of sketchy in front of you, deep snow, mud, whatever. You need to make sure that there's a tree within 50 or 60 feet of you to hook onto. So, anyway, back to this. So, then you'll take your controller and you want to re-engage this. Sometimes it'll stop right here and it won't want to go. In that case, it's not the case here, but oftentimes that'll be the case. You plug in your winch. Only plugs in one way. Okay? And it's on. And if it isn't re-engaging, you can just hit it in and out or whatever you need to do to get that to engage. Then you take your hook it to the tree strap, and start winching. Stand clear of the Jeep while you're winching. Stand clear of that cable in case the cable snaps for some reason. These are not toys. It's not something you want to just play with because you don't want to go out there and get stuck on purpose just so you can play the winch. It's not a toy. It can be dangerous. So this is just for emergency use only. And once you've winched yourself out of your spot, then you'll want to, sometimes you'll notice that all the cable ends up getting wrapped up to one side. If that's the case, you want to run it out the same distance you ran it out before and spool it back on to where the cable flows nice. Now, it's another important thing. At about 60 feet, you're going to start seeing a color change on this cable. It's going to be red or orange. When you start to see that, you need to stop. Don't bring it out any further. If you do, the rest of the cable can unspool from the winch, rendering your winch completely useless. So once you're all out of the spot, You know, run your cable back up through again, get that attached securely. Obviously, take your winch controller with you. These things are not cheap. And put it back in your center console, which will go right there. And I'm going to show you a couple other things real quick. So when you're on the actual trail, bring this out. When you're on the actual 4x4 trail, you're going to use 4 low. You're not going to use 4 high. 4 high is for running around on higher speed dirt roads, you know, that might be muddy or something, snow covered highways, that kind of thing. Higher speed 4-wheel drive. On an actual 4x4 trails, you're always going to be in 4 low. Now, to get it in 4 low, you'll put it in neutral. You'll put it in neutral, the transmission in neutral, and then follow your indicator here, which is down, over, down again, all the way back. And you got to put a little stink on that to get it to go, and it'll stay 4 low right there. It could also say have a 4L on some of our Jeeps. Now here's where people sometimes run into a problem. You'll be out there 4-wheeling. I'm just going to move a little bit. You'll be out there 4-wheeling, and then when you're done and you need to go back to 2-wheel drive before you hit a paved road or a 2-wheel drive dirt road, you need to go back to neutral, and then you can shift it out. And as you notice, this is where a problem some people run into, and that one went through just fine. But sometimes it might be stuck and it doesn't want to move. In that case, put it back in drive or reverse, doesn't matter. Move a little bit. I'm backing up about 5-10 feet. Back to neutral, try again. If it still doesn't want to go, you might let it, see right there, it doesn't want, oh, I got it to come out. You might be able to let it roll 1 mile an hour forward or backward while you're shifting, as long as that transmission is in neutral. Always got to be in neutral. Reason is, this is a big, heavy transfer case in this vehicle. And I apologize, this vehicle's dirty. This is a personal Jeep, but it's a big, heavy transfer case. So you're trying to sync up those gears in there. It's not like a push-button 4-wheel drive. This is meant for serious off-roading. So I hope that helps. You also have a navigation system up in your dash that'll tell you, that'll direct you to any trail that you choose, and through the trail and back to Backbone Adventures. So I hope that helps. We'll tell you some other stuff when you get here, but that's some important things that you might need to know. Look forward to seeing you.